Today, Raphael's going to show you how to use the Antigen Rapid Test Kit. This test kit was developed to test for the presence of COVID in as fast as 20 minutes. Raphael was recently served with a quarantine order as his classmate tested positive for COVID. He tested negative on the PCR and in subsequent ART tests, but we served the duration of the quarantine order as mandated by law. As part of the quarantine order, we had to submit the results of the ART test every day. For his own comfort, Raphael elected to do these tests by himself, supervised by me. The kit consists of the swab stick, the extraction buffer tube, and the test cartridge. First, start with clean hands. Take the swab stick out of its package from this end. Ensure the swab doesn't touch anything else until it reaches the inside of your nose. I allowed Raphael to do this because I wanted to give him the feeling of control over what has been quite a disruptive and potentially scary situation. He inserted the swab up his nostril, and you're supposed to go up to 2.5 centimeters, but because he is a child, so he didn't go as high, but I kept cueing him to put it up a little bit higher. When they did a PCR swab on me, it felt like I had inhaled some Sprite. So you're supposed to twirl the swab around your nostril about 5 times and leave it in for about 5 seconds. As Raphael got more comfortable and confident with the procedure, he was able to put it up a bit higher. I helped him with this part. I took the cap off the extraction buffer and put the swab in so as to avoid any contamination. Once the swab is in the mixture, Raphael gets to swirl it around and give it a good mix. The instructions ask you to plunge the swab stick up and down for about 15 seconds. I take back the whole contraption and squeeze out the swab stick while removing it, so that you can get all the DNA into the mixture. I close the cap of the extraction buffer and give it back to Raphael, and then he gives it a good shake. Okay. Here he tries to squeeze 3 drops into the sample well of the test cartridge, but he doesn't have enough finger strength, so I help him. I'm really proud that he took a potentially negative situation and turned it into a learning experience. After a job well done, it's back to his vehicles. We now need to wait for 15 minutes while keeping the test cartridge flat on the table. Raphael and Alexon love watching this part, where the liquid travels up and the test results reveal themselves. We've never had a positive test, so I can't show you a sample of one. If a line appears at the C and T position, it means that it is positive, meaning that the chances that you have COVID is very high. You would then need to make an appointment for a PCR test for confirmation. If a line appears at the C position, it means that it is negative, meaning that it is likely that you don't have COVID. The test is invalid if the red line appears just at the T position or nothing appears at all. So after a 15-minute wait, the result is negative. Raphael appears very brave in this video, but actually, we should acknowledge a little hero. When this test was still new and unfamiliar, this 3-year-old bravely volunteered to try. And he tried his best, although it was very irritating. He sought his composure, and he brought my hand back to his nose. Alexon's calmness inspired Raphael to be braver, and it helped to make the procedure during the quarantine a lot easier. So thank you, Alexon. And so we hope this video can help any other child who has to undergo this ART test be brave.